Them online at techtimeradio.com.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, have you ever heard of turbo debt?
No, what is that? Something to get me into debt faster?
No, turbo debt is not to get you in debt faster. It's to help you get out of debt. Do you have over $10,000 in credit card, personal loans, medical, or payday loans?
Of course I have debt. That's the American way.
Au contraire, mon frere. Turbo debt will give you the option to break the debt cycle and start putting money in your pocket.
That's awesome.
Over 70% of Americans die with credit card debt. Do not let this happen to you. Turbo debt will give you an option to break the debt cycle and start putting money in your pocket.
That's awesome.
If you have over $10,000 in credit card debt and personal loans, medical or payday loans, they can help. Go to turbodebt.com/techtime. Again, that's turbodebt.com/techtime, all capitalized, for a free consultation today. Turbo Debt is a proud sponsor of this week's episode of TechTime Radio.
Broadcasting across the nation from the East Coast to the West, keeping you up to date on technology while enjoying a little whiskey on the side, with leading-edge topics, along with special guests, to navigate technology in a segmented, stylized radio program. The information that will make you go, Pull up a seat, raise a glass with our hosts as we spend the next hour talking about technology for the common person. Welcome to Tech Time Radio with Nathan Mumm.
Are you ready?
I'm good. Welcome to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm, the show that makes you go, Technology News of the Week, the show for the everyday person talking about technology, broadcasting across the nation with insightful segments on subjects weeks ahead of the mainstream media. We welcome our radio audience of 35 million listeners to an hour of insightful technology news. Each show we cover the weekly top technology subjects without a political agenda. We verify the facts, and we do it with a sense of humor in less than 60 minutes. And of course, with a little whiskey on the side. We live stream, of course, on our 5 most popular platforms, including YouTube, Twitch.tv, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And we encourage you to visit us online at techtimeradio.com, especially today, because we got a deal of the day we're going to be talking about. So make sure you go visit us. And you can become a Patreon supporter by visiting patreon.com/TechTimeRadio. I'm Nathan Mumm, your host, a technologist with 30 years of technology expertise working for Fortune 500 companies across the country. My co-host here, Mike Corday, is an award-winning author, originally from Arizona. Mike's a human behavior expert living in the Seattle area with a master's degree in forensic psychology. Mike's here to help me from geeking out and providing insight into human behavior and how it interacts with technology. We also have Mark Gregoire in the studio today for our whiskey tasting. We have Odie behind the board. We're excited to get the show ready to go. Let's start today's show.
Now on today's show.
Today on Tech Time with Nathan Mumm, Intel spends $33 billion in Germany in a landmark expansion. We're going to be talking about this. This is really big. So it's a really big in the processor, video graphics area for technology. And why is John Oliver the new face of Reddit? And the protesters are using this as a way to still send a signal to the CEO of Reddit. We're going to be talking about that on kind of a counterpoint subject. You're going to be talking about one version of it, kind of from the protesters' view. I'll be talking about it from the owner's view. That'll be pretty good. We're also going to have Steve Huffman's statements that we're going to be talking about, the CEO from Reddit. And we have an extended version of one of our favorite segments called Letters, where we review informative emails that we received during the week, including scams, phishing emails, and all-out mistruths disguised as legitimate emails in our main segment. So we have some of the most popular, hottest scams that are out there, and we're going to be talking about them and what to do and what not to do. The number one thing you need to do is don't click on the link, right, Mike?
Yep.
That's right. Don't click on the link. There you go.
Don't do Nathan stuff.
Yeah, don't do what we're doing to tell you what's going on. And of course, we have Mike's mesmerizing moment, the technology fail of the week, and a possible Nathan nugget. We also have our pick of the day whiskey tasting during the commercials to see if our selected whiskey pick is 0, 1, or 2 thumbs up at the end of the show. So sit back, raise a glass, and welcome to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. Now it's time for the latest headlines. The latest headlines. I was going quick there. That was the time for the latest.
You hungry there, buddy?
You know what? I had an early lunch, so I can't wait to do the post-production.
Some latest headlines.
There you go. All right, let's start the latest headlines in the world of technology.
Here are our top technology stories of the week.
All right. Our latest from the Reddit CEO, Steve Huffman, says it's time we grow up and behave like an adult company. Jason Calasanis, a few days ago, sat down with Steve Huffman and talked about Reddit. Let's listen to a few of the excerpts from the interview.
Reddit is bigger than I ever thought it would possibly be. And I've been saying that since August 2005.
The truth is 99% of people using the API plus are not impacted by this. It's only people who are using this to make money, right?
Right. So the story has gotten pretty complicated. I have some frustration of the folks who are mad about things that are not true, right? In terms of we're not blocking the moderator bots or the accessibility apps or those things. I totally get that people are mad because they're going to lose something that they like.
They like those
right?
apps.
Right? That they like those apps. They've been using them for a long time. They're simpler. They don't have ads. Some have some features they really like. And so I get that. And I also totally get that, the average user doesn't give about our business, nor do we expect them to. Our app has changed a lot, I think, since a lot of these folks last tried it. And I think we've got some changes coming that I think just on the pure functionality gaps, the stuff they like, I think we can close that gap. But our business is our business, and right, Reddit is a business, and if we want it to continue to exist, we do need to stand on our own 2 feet.
All right, so Steve Huffman. So let's get some facts that I spent a lot of time diving into this so I can verify some of the aspects that he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So first off, Reddit makes its money by selling ads in the Reddit newsreader itself. So when you go to a Reddit site, a subreddit site, which is essentially an old version of kind of like a bulletin board posting or a posting that you have out there, people ask questions, you can respond to it, you can post within a certain subject. At the very top of almost every feed or subreddit that you would go to, you will essentially see an ad, and an advertiser is paying money for people to view those ads. If you scroll down within 5 or 6 articles, you'll then never see another ad-generated item that will pop on up. And it says that it's ad. It doesn't hide that it's an ad-generated. It's normally got an animation or a picture that's in there. That is how Reddit makes its money. It makes its money through selling, again, ad revenue, so that everybody else in the world can use their free services that they charge no money for, so you can then go and read information regarding articles. So Steve Huffman says that they have to make changes. He understands that a small group is very upset. He says there's no way around it, but we have to make a business decision that's going to upset them. Now, Reddit's used by 57 million people every day to discuss all the things from news, developments, memes, recipes, fantasy, fiction items, Star Wars items, Star Trek items. I mean, everything that's available there for you as a fan to go and talk about. They got stuff about automobiles. They have stuff about how to repair.
Basically anything that you can think of is on Reddit.
That's correct. Yeah, TechTime Radio is a subreddit site. So you can go to Reddit and /TechTime Radio, and you'll see every week our posting of our episodes.
Good plug.
Okay. So
good plug.
There you go. Now, and ours has stayed active. Now, what he's doing is he's criticizing the protesters because a vocal group of the very few is impacting these 57 million listeners. And he says that, yes, we're going to need to charge. We're no longer the young teenager company. We're 18 years old. It's time for us to grow up. If people want to use our service, they can pay $5.99 a month for a Reddit premium service. He needed to change it Reddit Plus.
Reddit Plus.
So then he would be doing better. But I guess Reddit Premium isn't doing as well. But he needs to do a service for $5.99 a month, or you can pay for a whole year, and it's like $50 for a whole year. So you get a discount if you want to do a whole year that's available there. What he's saying is that he will not be able to allow companies to create applications on their platform that break the agreements he has with advertisers that people will see those ads. I think as a small business owner, I kind of see his point of view. I understand he's not charging people to use the service.
We talked about this last week when we talked about the 48-hour shutdown of
Well, some of those sites are not bad.
6,000?
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
6,000 subreddits?
Half of those sites have decided that they still don't want to come on up.
That's okay.
So, well, is it? Or so what his next move is he's going to remove those moderators of those sites. So let's say you have the site for Seattle, because there's a Reddit site for Seattle, and the Reddit site for Seattle is still down. So if you go there, it's still down. He's going to remove those moderators, put new people in charge of those sites, and let them continue
That's
happen.
right. That's how you deal with a rebellion, right?
So
Get rid of the leaders.
Well, since it's on his platform and his servers and his infrastructure, don't you think he has the right to do that?
I think so.
Okay, I do too.
I'm just saying.
I'm kind of in the point of view now.
These folks that are protesting they're kind of rebelling. They're in a rebellion, and that's how you handle those things. Right?
I just don't understand why people think all these social media aspects that we get for free will always be for free. People have to pay for the servers. They have to pay for the bandwidth. If you got a Comcast bill,
they don't want to. And it's been given to us as a free idea, even though it's not free. We all know that they get something out of it from our use of these free platforms, but we don't like to give up stuff.
Well, so Reddit is very limited on the information they actually sell to third parties. So his next thing that he's going to do is, if that's the case and people really complain, then he's going to start getting all the profiles, creating profiles, and start selling those to advertisers on top of just the ads in a space to make money. So then people are going to be all up in arms, like, how you take my personal data? When I first signed up here, you said you were going to have limited.
It's probably not. It's probably owned by Reddit now, right? I mean,
so they want to take. So Reddit is still a private company. It's not even a public company.
Okay.
So if you're a public company, I think you have a completely different rule set you need to adhere to.
Yeah, when you post stuff on Facebook,
yeah,
I think there's a thing that says that stuff is no longer yours, right?
Correct. That's correct. It becomes a part of their network platform. All right. Okay. Whoa. All right. I think you're up next, my friend.
Well, in light of the fact that the people at Reddit are continuing to push back on this whole thing.
Yep.
The protesters in existence have now fired their return salvo.
Okay.
And that is by posting only pictures of John Oliver on their subreddits.
John Oliver.
John Oliver, the comedian. You know who John Oliver is?
I did not know who John Oliver was until yesterday.
Yeah, well, he's this British American comedian.
Okay.
And after thousands of subreddits went dark to protest Reddit's decision to charge money for API access, the revolt continues, with John Oliver being the new figurehead. Redditors and some major subreddits have flooded their respective communities with photos of him.
Okay.
Instead of the typically posted content. So this new initiative to protest Reddit's API decision began on Friday, when the moderators of r/pics, which is the subreddit pics, posted a message to the subreddit following the blackout earlier last week. The mods then asked the 30 million members to decide the future of the community following the seemingly failed protest. Return to normal operations, or allow users to exclusively post photos of Oliver. Moderators of the rpic subreddit said that while its rules now only allowed users to post pictures of John Oliver looking sexy,
okay,
in effect, any picture of the comedian was allowed, quote unquote, because John Oliver is always sexy.
It's always sexy, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
The comedian,
yeah. So he's got to be liking this. I mean, this is like huge.
Well, yeah,
this
why
is like
not?
Huge notoriety,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. He holds British and U.S. citizenship. Took the post in his stride on Twitter, calling it excellent work and telling Redditors to have at it, before posting a series of pictures which stretched the definition of the word sexy. So, yeah, this is a very interesting response to them not getting what they originally wanted through their original protest of shutting down all these sites.
So how many sexy pictures are there out of John Oliver? I mean, do they got?
I have no idea.
Okay, they got like years of these pictures available.
Query a Reddit.
Okay,
go to the Reddit and ask that question. How many pictures of John Oliver now exist on Reddit?
There you go. Okay.
So yeah, that's their response.
So they didn't get what they wanted.
Maybe next week it'll be somebody else.
It'll be somebody. Oh, it's gonna be a celebrity of the week, maybe.
Maybe.
Okay. All right. Well, they better be careful. They keep on pushing their agenda, and the CEO is just going to say, "See you later," and he's going to kick them out.
I mean, this is all part of growing pains.
Okay. All right. You know what? I'll tell you, Huffman is man. He is determined. He is going to make sure.
He's your current weekly hero.
No, I don't want to say he's my weekly hero. I'd say that's more kind of the ChatGPT guy when he met in Congress. But I do like. Yeah, a company has to make money on their social media.
Yeah, we're
stuff.
talking,
and I don't want Reddit to go away. It's so valuable on some of the information when you search on Google and Bing for stuff that only they post about.
Well, let's assume that does Reddit actually need this revenue?
Well, they say they do to sustain. If sustaining a network with infrastructure and computers to run, I mean, it's expensive. So it's not easy to maintain.
The question is, from the protesters' point of view, is do they really need this money? And if they really don't, then they're going to jeopardize the entire Reddit structure in order to get their.
Well, Huffman said that it's not really necessarily all just about the money. It's about he's guaranteeing his advertisers.
Well, this is about money.
Sell ads on his space that they will be viewed when people are in those areas.
Sure. Yeah.
So contractually, I mean, he's
It's
obligated to.
It's about money from somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But
I just have.
The point is that these guys are willing to take it to the mattresses, so to speak.
Yeah, they're going to go all the way.
They'd rather see the
I'll just tell you, there is somebody clearly in the subreddit groups that will be more than willing to listen to Huffman and say, sure, I'll do what you need to do to take over these groups. So some of these groups are huge.
That's okay.
But they're saying that
there's always losses in these type of situations.
Okay.
So
there you go. All right, let's go to story number 3. Intel spends $33 billion in Germany in a landmark expansion. Let's go to our reporter, Jason Tagle, on the breaking news.
Intel has signed off on plans to invest 30 billion euros as part of a new chip production facility. Now, the deal for a factory in the city of Magdeburg includes 10 billion euros in German subsidies. Intel is the latest chip maker to take advantage of the EU's eased funding rules for producers of the critical components, as Europe aims for more independence from Asian manufacturers. Well, Intel is also planning new facilities in Poland and France.
So this is interesting. So Intel is deciding that they're going to go overseas to the European Union to compete with Japan, China, the Asian market for their Intel chips, specifically NVIDIA, so who they're going against, and AMD, though, because they have essentially the Asian market for chip manufacturing. Okay. And Berlin has agreed to subsidize nearly 10 billion euros for the U.S. chip maker to build 2 leading-edge facilities in the cities. Under Intel CEO Pat Gelsinger's leadership, Intel has been investing billions in building factories across 3 continents to restore its dominance in the chip makers' competitors versus rivals AMD and NVIDIA. So this is very interesting. So they are taking European Union countries, deciding to go on over there. They're getting huge tax breaks in the central.
I wonder who's protesting this.
Well, nobody is. Essentially, Berlin and Germany is like, you bring your jobs here, we're going to take them as much as you can. And now what Intel is going to do is they may move out to all of their Japanese outsourcing companies that they've used, and they may just make a whole new, essentially, train connection for the European Union all the way across to the United States to do their chip manufacturing. Kind of a big deal. I think it actually is going to make sense, and I think it can work.
What does that mean for me?
Well, Germany is a huge import-export country. They can easily handle the manufacturing. They have design engineer geniuses that just grow up and live there in Germany itself. So what this means is you're probably going to have a great chip manufacturer company that may not be able to produce in the masses that some of these other cultures have, where they hire everybody to come on in and do the work, but you're going to have some real intelligent engineering people put to use to.
So this is basically computer chip Risk.
It kind of is. Yep. Yeah.
The Risk game.
When you play Risk, what countries do you go for?
All of them?
You go for
I don't know.
Australia first, don't you?
I don't know. I haven't played Risk in years.
Oh, you go for
last
Australia.
time I played it was a 13-hour long game that really didn't go anywhere.
Well, that's because you probably don't attack too much. You probably take one country.
Play
and then
very conservative.
Yeah,
Risk games.
you just got to go out. All right, story number 4. Put your hands up. Police robots put on permanent patrol in Singapore Airport. Singapore's main international airport is going ahead with permanently deploying police robots following a successful trial of the technology. This is up your alley here. The wheel-based machines are equipped with camera sensors and display panels and a siren as they roam through the airport lounges, with built-in speakers allowing remote police officers to communicate directly with those close by. All right, the robots are 5 feet 7 inches tall, but can reach much higher with an extendable mass of the camera at the very top. So it looks like a giraffe neck if you decide to do that, providing police operations rooms with a clear view of the robot's immediate surroundings. The Singapore Police Force recently confirmed that 2 of the robots have been put to work in Terminal 4, where they also plan to deploy more across the state as they need.
All right.
Yes.
So what's going to happen when somebody runs from these things?
Well, you're gonna have it.
It's going to tase you?
No,
like,
because it's gonna have an officer
They
at the
have
back end.
RoboCop
Stop.
yelling at you.
They'll be like, "Stop! Don't continue to go." And then they look like a cheap version of like an R2D2, which it doesn't have but it's essentially kind of a circular type of deal. It's got this.
They're
huge
basically mobile
telescoping.
cameras with a loudspeaker for somebody to yell at you.
and an alarm in case you do something wrong. But it does give them the access of 360.
There used to be
degree
these
views.
commercials on TV a long time ago with O.J. Simpson running through the airport.
I
do remember
that.
those?
Yeah.
You remember those?
It was jumping over the chairs.
Now he's going to be running through the airport with all these little R2D2s running after him, flipping lights at him.
He just decided to take a white Bronco truck and decided to go down the street with that instead of jumping over stuff. All right, well, that ends our top technology stories of the week. Moving on, we have our famous letter segment after the commercial break. You will not want to miss this segment. You're listening to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. We'll be back after this commercial break. Hello, listeners. We're excited here at Tech Time Radio, aren't we, Mike?
Oh, no.
We have an announcement to make starting in June. We're really excited to be a part of an internet radio station. That's right. Coming up in June, you will still be able to listen to us live here at Kixie 880 and KKNW and all of our affiliate stations, but you'll be able to listen to us at 8 a.m. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday now. We look forward to this new opportunity to provide you Tech Time Radio every weekday. And again, you can always catch us online at techtimeradio.com.
Welcome back to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. Tech Time is a weekly hour technology show that talks about current technology in a simple format without having to geek out. Brought to you by myself, Nathan Mumm, and Mike Renee. We just had our first whiskey tasting during the break. And now let me tell you about what we are sipping in our pick of the day. During the show, we have chosen what bottle, Mr. Gregoire, because this is very interesting. Welcome back to the studio today. We love it when you come on in.
Why, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yes. What are we tasting today?
Today is Redwood Empire Emerald Giant Rye Whiskey Cast Strength.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
So it's from the Redwood Empire. It's bottled in Sonoma County. And as we mentioned, it's a rye whiskey. It's a blend of 4 to 6 year ryes, 116.4 proof. Very interesting mash bill. It's a high rye, but it's 94% rye, 5 malted barley, and 1% wheat.
Only 1% wheat, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's an odd mash bill.
It is.
And the price,
Like
that
you would know.
Well, no, aren't they like 20, 30, and 50? Is that really the normal rate?
well, to be a rye whiskey, you have to be at least 51% rye.
Okay, so yeah, I got you.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Let's continue on. $89.99.
You're not a whiskey snob. Just live with that.
$89.99. Okay.
Yep. That's what I picked up. The sticker's still on the bottle.
It is.
And I actually picked it up pretty close to the radio station at a QFC around here.
Really?
Really?
Just
Yeah.
right down the street?
Not the down the street one. It was a little further down the
Okay.
freeway.
All right. I was seeing that there's some prices of it online all the way up to $150 for this bottle.
Mhm.
So is it a unique bottle distributed just to a certain region, or tell us a little bit about where it's distributed in the manufacturer?
Well, it's, as I mentioned, it's from Northern California, the manufacturer. They make different ones. They don't make a lot of the cast strength.
Okay.
So you will see they have about 5 or 6 different bourbon/ryes and burr ryes even,
Okay.
which is a blend of bourbon and rye together.
Oh.
and most of those are about 100 proof. And then usually I think it's once a year they release a cast strength. And so actually this bottle is one of the last ones in Washington that I was able to find.
All right. Well, I'll just tell you this. I'm liking it already, but I'm not a snob. I'm not a connoisseur. I'm a consumer. I'm a consumer, not a connoisseur.
We have been very clear from the very beginning that we are not whiskey connoisseurs. We
Correct.
are tasting these and enjoying how they taste.
That's why Mark's on the show, because he's
Mark
the connoisseur.
is the connoisseur.
Yes, that's right.
All right. I'll tell you a little about it if you want.
Yes, tell me a little bit more.
All right. So from their website, experience Emerald Giant straight from the barrel in this limited edition cast strength offering. Aged for a minimum of 4 years in the temperate climate of Northern California coast, explore the new heights of Redwood Empire's craft. With a nose of delicate herbal tea, soft cinnamon, dried orange peel. And on the palate, you have some Earl Grey tea, dark chocolate coffee beans with a warm spice finish.
Okay. You know who likes Earl Grey, right?
Yeah. And what was interesting is when we popped the bottle open, Mike's like, I smell cinnamon. I smell cinnamon.
You did say that.
I did, yeah.
So there you go.
Maybe my palate is a little more.
You're getting
refined
advanced. You're getting
now.
That's
These days.
right. All right.
Well, I'll be excited to see you on the next segment when we do my mumbles.
All right.
Nathan, you
got some mumbling to do?
You're part of the day today.
Oh, no. Okay. I'm part of the day today. Oh, boy.
I can't wait to find out.
Neither can I. All right. With our first whiskey tasting complete, let's move on to our feature segment. Today, we're going to be reviewing informative emails that I received during this week and last week. That includes scams, phishing emails, and all-out mistruths described as legitimate emails. These are sent to individuals like ourselves and other individuals across the United States.
I can't wait for this one.
All right. I know that these are some of the biggest ones that are out there right now.
We have never read one.
I know
like
these
this
are
one.
good. These are that's why I'm excited. Let's start the segment.
Letters, we get letters. We get back and back of letters. Oh, letters, we get letters. And the letters all have songs.
All right, so we're going to talk about a couple things before we get into our juice. All of these are juicy, nice ones. These are great.
I've never seen one like this.
I know. We got a little bit more time, so
we're
we're going to be able to talk about it. So I just want to talk about
Should
right
I
now.
do the good one first or the?
You leave the good one for the end because we'll have enough time. We want to backload that one. That's a great one.
That's a good one.
All right, so I'm going to talk to you about something that's going on specifically right now regarding what they consider high-level scams. Now, these aren't necessarily emails, but these are now moving into scam artists that are using technology to do different aspects. So this is actually a individual. Her name was Valerie, who received a phone call that she didn't recognize. She would normally just let it go to voicemail, but she decided to pick it up. And the caller said they were an officer, Robert Daniels, from the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, and he had a warrant out for her. He told Valerie that he could confirm him by Googling his name, and she did that and checked it out. And all of a sudden, she realized that this sounds like this is the guy that was going to be who she's talking with. And all of a sudden, he continued to have his targeted planned scheme to essentially get money from this individual. Now, she was kept on the phone for more than 3 hours and eventually brought to tears. During the scam, the imposter took to the top fraud aspects, saying that they knew something about the individual, specifically saying that they received a package because they knew that she was from Mexico that was coming across the border with narcotics in it. Now, let me just tell you, the United States Department of Federal Trade Commission says that nearly 200,000 people have been targeted this year alone in the specific type of scam scenario.
So this is a phone scam.
This is a phone scam.
This is not our normal.
This is not our normal. I want to lead out with this just so we can talk a little bit about this. But what they use technology, social engineering, to go on and find information about her in Facebook that she was from Mexico. Found out information regarding some of the people that she dealt with and were relatives, and could actually talk about the individuals that this package was coming from, that she had visited in Mexico, and essentially had their names attached to the scam itself. Now, she was accused of organizing a shipment of narcotics and cash across the international borders, and the allegations started to get more and more complicated. Essentially, what happened is the fake officer, said that she also had 2 illegal properties in her name in Texas, along with an illegal bank account. She said she had no idea what this was, and it even said that she has no connections to these areas of Texas or hadn't even been there and visited them. Essentially, she lived in New York City and had no idea what was going on. The caller told her she would have to talk to the U.S. Marshal Service. She was then put on hold and waited for a couple minutes with realistic background music and hold music. And essentially, then she was transferred to Officer Thomas Michael O'Connor from the U.S. Marshal Department in Texas. He answered with a little bit of a Texas accent and essentially said that, yes, there was property down there that needed to be taken care of. And so essentially, it took her 3 hours of going through this process, and she believes that there was going to be somebody at her door to arrest her.
So what was the goal? What was the goal of the?
Well, all of a sudden, she kept on saying that she had nothing to do with that. And he says, "You know what? That's okay. I actually believe you, but we have some concern about your bank accounts because your bank accounts could be compromised because somebody else must have your identity. So it must be an identity theft issue that's going on. So what we're going to do is we're going to send you a text message to your phone with a QR code, and we want you to scan this in and put in your bank account information so we can secure your funds and make sure that this person is not able to use any of your funds or impersonate you."
Right, by taking all of her money out of her account.
Yes. And now all of a sudden she said, "You know what? This doesn't sound right." She says, "I don't understand what's going on here. I wouldn't do that." So then the alleged agents said, "Well, you know what? That's fine. How about you transfer us money in cryptocurrency?"
Mm-hmm.
Now all of a sudden
everybody has
the
that.
light bulb after 3 hours, she was crying. She was sad. She was,
So this is an attempt.
it's an attempt to essentially get her to get on her phone a QR code that she would then scan on another phone or another device or click on the link. She would then go on in and put her routing number and her account information in to secure her account. And as soon as they would do that, they would immediately go on in and take out all of her
how that
money.
works? Do you know why that works?
Why is that?
So they use this very convincing legal action, right?
Yep.
To panic her.
Yep.
Which in the brain creates a system of shutdowns in your executive functioning, and it reverts to your lower brain survival mechanisms.
Okay.
So they were depending on her to just do what they said in order to access her accounts. Now, I bet this has happened to some other people who have actually given them the information they're demanding. So they're using authority,
$200,000 a year.
Yeah, they're using authority and fear tactics, psychological fear tactics, to create a situation where this woman, interestingly enough, was able to sift through that mess and go, wait a minute, which may be because of the time, the length of time that they used. She had plenty of time to start thinking and. So that may be why she was able to
take care of that.
Take care of it.
So there's a lot of scams out there using different technology. There's AI now that has the ability to imitate your sounds of people's voices. Do not get a random phone call with someone saying something's urgent without you attempting to call somebody or reaching out to somebody first to make sure things are taken care of. All right, now let's go to our letters.
Letters.
Yep, let's go to your letters, Mike.
Okay. All right. We're going to start one. So, when we do these, we haven't done these in a long time. So I'm going to preface some of this.
Yep. That's great.
So we talk about what you need to pay attention to when you receive these emails that seem legit, but are not.
Okay.
So the first thing is that you got this from Peace Lazos.
Oh.
From a Gmail account.
Gmail account.
Okay. It was sent on Sunday, June 18th. With the subject line, your balance has been replenished plus $28,000.
Okay.
You registered with our cloud Bitcoin mining platform for automatic collection 364 days ago. Your account has been steadily accumulating funds while you were away, and you now have $25,745 waiting for you to collect. Time is running out. Your account will be blocked in 24 hours, so please withdraw your remaining funds urgently to avoid any complications. Instructions for accessing your account can be found in the attached PDF. Was there an attached PDF to this?
There was.
Okay. So there is a link here.
Okay. So the first we'll talk about this is I have not opened an account with any Bitcoin mining type of deal. So that should be my first.
That would be your first one. I think my first thing is you should always look at who's sending it, right?
Yep. It comes from Gmail. Okay. So then what happens? I actually clicked on the link.
Yes, because we know that you're kind of crazy, and you should never do what Nathan does at his home
computer that gets formatted every 6 months.
Reformats every time we do this kind of stuff. So I guess when you click the link, you get to this big attention splash page, which says it's been 364 days.
Now, who was the email sent to? Was it sent to just myself?
There is no two things.
There was no two.
There was no. Yeah.
So it's very odd.
This is a blind copy.
So it was very odd. It wasn't sent to me, but I just got this email in there. It wasn't sent directly to Nathan Mumm for any account, but it just sent to this.
Right. So this is a blind copy situation.
Yep.
So you get your splash page. Your balance is 1.3426 Bitcoin, which equates to 30. I like the fact that your money keeps going up every time they quote something here.
Yeah, it does. Now it's increased. You see that?
Yeah.
And that's just the same day email because I clicked on it the same day.
Now,
but now and now on this document they have another link that says continue.
Yeah. So they give you a splash page, then you give you another link. So they're basically taking this thing and using a windfall technique,
okay,
and then a scarce technique, a scare tactic, right? So they say, "Oh, you got money, a lot of money, but we're going to block it. It's going to get blocked if you don't take action." So you're more than willing, and again, they're trying to bypass your critical thinking process. When you click on that, you just get to a CAPTCHA page.
So it gets to a CAPTCHA page. Now, this is interesting. So it takes you to a CAPTCHA page next and says, we need to verify your identity. Now, in that one, it says you need to click on the crosswalks, right?
Yeah.
So guess what happens? You can click on any picture, and as soon as you click on any picture, it opens up another screen. I don't have to do the verify. I don't have to do anything. So that's the best CAPTCHA screen ever because I can click on any one of those pictures, and it then moves to the next page.
Yeah, that looks like a legit CAPTCHA. I hate these. I hate CAPTCHAs.
You hate those where you have to type in,
where you have to click on little
find
pictures.
the bridges, find the crosswalks, find the.
It's like where's Waldo? Click.
You got to make sure you find the red light or green light.
Yeah.
Whatever
So you click on one picture and it automatically moves you.
Yeah, it's the best CAPTCHA ever. So it's got to be fake because I just click on one, it goes to the next page. Then it is like a 3-page form that I need to fill out to claim it. And it says, sorry, you're unable to claim your funds at this time. Our automated system is down. Please mail this information. They literally have a mail information that I can mail to a P.O. box in Florida.
Wow. Who does that?
Well, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where I can fill out all the information. It needs my social security. It needs my banking because they're going to direct deposit into it. It asks for my kin in case I was to pass away or something happens. So it wants to know everything about any partners I have, any spouses.
Whether you're a prince in Africa.
Yeah, so it continues and continues. And at the end of this, when they do the submit, it says our automated functions are unable to take care of it. Please mail this. And they want you to mail a copy of this information.
Wow, that's pretty.
Now, isn't that considered mail fraud if they're asking for stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought too. But then I tried to look at the mail fraud thing, and I don't know if it's mail fraud if I select to fill out a form and send it to somebody.
Well,
I got lost on that.
I suppose there's some because that's pretty subtle.
And then I went to a Sea of Thieves video on YouTube, so I forgot what.
All right, moving on.
Okay, all right.
What's your
my next one? I have a Microsoft account team sent me an email from no reply at access.acssecurity.com. Microsoft account unusual sign-in activity is high importance, flagged for follow-up. Microsoft account unusual sign period in activity. Show details. Russia, Moscow was trying to get a hold of me at this IP address. I can report the user. If I click on the report the user, it asks me to log into my Microsoft account with my actual credentials to verify that this is an incorrect user and to block this account. So it's asking me for my Microsoft credentials by scaring me thinking that they came from Russia. All right, your next one up.
All right, this has got to be the best one I've ever seen from this segment.
Okay, yeah, this is a very popular
This-
one that we're going to
so-
talk about.
So this is from you.
That's from me. Yep,
It's from you
to me.
to you.
I know that's fantastic.
And is that your actual email address?
No.
Okay, so there's some differences in there,
Yes,
right? So
but they're trying to pretend that they're me. So
yes,
as we read
which
through
is
this,
which is funny because the subject line is "I recorded you" in all caps.
Yep.
Hello there. Unfortunately, there are some bad news for you. Bad
Uh-oh.
grammar too. Some time ago, your device was infected with my private Trojan RAT remote administration tool. If you want to find out more about it, simply use Google.
Okay.
My Trojan allows me to access your accounts, your camera, and your microphone. Check the sender of this email. I have sent it from your email account. Wow, that's very scary.
it is very scary.
You truly enjoy checking out porn websites and watching dirty videos while having a lot of kinky fun. I recorded you through your camera, satisfying yourself. If you still doubt my serious intentions, it only takes a couple mouse clicks to share the video of you with your friends, relatives, to all email contacts and on all social networks.
Oh no.
All you need is $1,400 in Bitcoin. Transfer to my account. Still bad grammar.
Yeah.
Bad English skills. Bitcoin equivalent based on exchange rate during your transfer. After the transaction is successful, I will proceed to delete everything without delay.
Oh yeah.
Afterwards, we can pretend that we have never met before.
Okay.
In addition, I assure you that all the harmful software will be deleted from your device. Be sure I keep my promises. If you're unaware how to blah, 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 my Bitcoin address is this. Yes, that's how the address looks like. Copy and paste my address. You are given not more than 48 hours after you have opened this emails, 2 days to be precise.
Okay.
Everything will be carried out based on fairness. And
Oh.
advice from me: regularly change all your passwords to your accounts and update. Well, he's very helpful there
At the very end of
Yeah,
this.
he's demanding money, and he's literally blackmailing you. That's awesome.
And then he's changing it. Do you know right? He has to change it in 2 days because people report this, and normally within 24 hours that Bitcoin address goes bad. So the idea is that if you click on it and you can do it really quickly, you can get the money.
So I assume that since it was sent on Monday, June the 19th, that you did nothing.
I did nothing. It's
And-
absolutely fake. There's nothing that this person gained any camera access to my machine. This is very common right now. It's going out, and a lot of people get very scared because they may have done something that they didn't want to do.
Paranoid of
Correct. And so they'll pay the 14. I know of people that have paid all the way up to $3,000 to $4,000 to send to this person, just because they are worried that they have stuff out there.
Yes, this is very sensitive information. It's very scary for somebody to say that they're doing this, and I'm getting a thing there. So we need to move
continue on. All right. Well, see, we had to say that. I mean, that's a juicy one, isn't it?
That's the best one we've ever done.
I got a couple more that I got just this last week. They're really, really pretty good.
Or we'll have to do that on another day,
Somebody's
like I
telling me
said.
all about my grandmother on the other side of the a medium is
Well, if
having
anybody's
information.
watching me through my camera, they'll just see me eating stuff.
There you go. All right. Well, you know what? That was our letter segment. Always fun to make sure that you listen in and understand. Do not click on the links. Up next, we have This Week in Technology. So now would be a great time to enjoy a little whiskey on the side. We'll be doing so during our break. We will see you after these few short announcements.
This is Mark
and Greg
for Copiers Northwest
with a terrific offer
called Printer Care Plus.
It's simple. Buy HP printer cartridges from Copiers Northwest and we'll service your current printers for free.
That sounds too good to be true.
It's made possible due to our HP Copiers Northwest relationship.
Copiers Northwest is an HP Platinum partner,
one of only 2 in the entire Northwest.
And now with Printer Care Plus,
Copiers Northwest will provide free printer service
as long as they purchase genuine HP cartridges from Copiers Northwest.
That's right. IT departments no longer have to service printers
or fix paper jams with Printer Care Plus.
They can focus on more strategic initiatives
and let our experienced technicians keep their HP printers up and running.
Sounds like a love-love relationship for IT departments.
Don't get too carried away. So how do they get more details on Printer Care Plus?
Call Copiers Northwest today, 206-282-1200, or visit copiersnw.com.
Copiers Northwest. New ideas, new solutions.
And now, let's look back at this week in technology.
All right, we're going all the way back to June 23rd, 1912. The computer pioneer Alan Turing was born. Alan Turing, a British mathematician and crypto analyst, played the key roles in the conception and underpinning of the electronic computers. As a code breaker at Bletchley Park in UK during World War II, Turing led the team that cracked the unbreakable Enigma code used by the German High Command for battlefield communications. This has led some observers to speculate that Turing's work alone shortened the war by 2 years, saving many lives. Turing is best known today for his work on the idea of the universal computer, one that can run any program. This has since been known as the Turing machines. Turing died under mysterious circumstances from cyanide poisoning in 1954, though he was officially declared suicide. He was
also
41.
He's also the guy that devised the Turing test, isn't he?
Correct.
Okay.
So he's really big. So he's kind of like the real first, I wouldn't say hacker, but he was really a mathematician that came up with a way to solve the German codes for breaking what was taken care of. Well, that was This Week in Technology. If you ever wanted to watch some Tech Time history with over 2 years of video podcasts and blog information, you can visit techtimeradio.com to watch our older shows or join the Tech Timers Facebook group. Talk with us live all the time. We're going to take a commercial break. When we return, we have Mark's Mumble Whiskey Review and our Technology Fail of the Week. See you after the break.
Hello, my name is Arthur, and my life's work is connecting people with coffee. Story Coffee is a small batch specialty coffee company that uses technology to connect people to each product resource, which allows farmers to unlock their economic freedom. Try our Medium Roast Founder Series coffee, which is an exotic bourbon variety that is smooth, fresh, and elegant at storycoffee.com. That's STORI coffee.com. Today you can get your first bag free when you subscribe at storycoffee.com with code TechTime. That's STORI coffee.com.
The segment we've been waiting all week for. Mark's Whiskey Mumble.
All right, what day is it, Mark?
Well, Mike, you and I should take a hike with Nathan today.
Oh, why is that?
Is it a National Hike with Nathan Day?
No, National Hike with a Geek Day.
Oh, okay. I like that. That's all right.
So the purpose of this day is to promote healthy activity and people
who
who
are like a dork. I don't...
Wow. I'll take the geek. The dork's the insult. Okay, continue on.
So it's for people in IT professionals that are basically sedentary through their jobs. So even going on a hike, once a year encourages them to make physical activity and exercise a part of their daily routine. So hopefully it'll have an impact on our buddy.
This is a national. You should get out and do some exercise.
Okay, listen, this
Nathan.
weekend I officiated a whole bunch of basketball games for 6 hours on Saturday. So I do my exercise. Okay, all right. Okay, continue on. Tell us what we're sipping.
We're getting
all
salutes.
Right. So talking about hiking in the Redwood Forest, this whiskey is a perfectly, let's talk about the Redwood Forest since we're talking about hiking. So the Redwood Forest is a perfectly balanced ecosystem where every element works in harmony. The redwoods can be experienced throughout Northern California as in the backyard of Sonoma County.
Okay.
Sonoma County is where Redwood Empire is.
Okay.
And they're more than just a cool name. And this is the whiskey that we are tasting today.
Okay.
So all members of this line, or all different whiskeys of this line, are named after notable redwood trees. So this rye is named after a colossal redwood with a height of 359 feet and one of the fastest growing redwoods in the world, known as the Emerald Giant. In addition, every bottle of Redwood Empire sells, they will plant a tree.
Oh, okay. All right.
So this is a young, because it's only 4 to 6 year blend of rye, but yet it's a very bold rye. The rye spice is pronounced with hints of citrus with a nice background of mint. And this is what I'm getting out of it. The finish lasts for a long time with a spicy note that then transitions for me to like a sweet pine that I really, really love. This is a thumbs up for me and hopefully anyone that enjoys a rye. So I'm very curious if Mike will continue his recent love of rye or smack this one down.
Oh,
the smackdown.
That's a smackdown. Wow.
No.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
And
all right.
we really don't care what Nathan thinks.
Unless
he likes it.
Oh, well,
unless he likes
I
it.
like
drinks
always
whatever he gets.
All right. You know what? We're going to go right now. So are you ready, Mr. Gourdet? We're going to go to your
what are we doing?
Your mesmerizing moment.
Oh, joy.
This is Mike's Mesmerizing Moment, presented by Story Coffee. Visit storycoffee.com.
What insightful question do you have for me this
All right,
week?
so Reddit differences of opinion. In the Reddit situation that goes on, should business win or should the consumers win?
You know, this is almost exactly what you asked last week.
Well, like it's not quite. No, it's not about protesting. Last week I asked
Should the business win or should the protesters?
Yeah, who should win? In your opinion?
Okay, I have no idea. I mean, this is not. I have no idea what information is going on behind the scenes.
Okay,
but let's look at based on the arguments that have been presented.
Okay,
if Reddit actually needs money,
yeah,
and they are trying to figure out how to get money because they need to survive, then the people that use Reddit needs that business to do what it needs to do in order to survive. Otherwise, all the people on that forum lose the forum.
Correct.
So these protesters, especially these ones that are really dug in hard, they're basically saying, if we don't get what we want, nobody gets what we want. So it's sort of that idea that they get to make the decision for everybody else.
And where would you find as an expert
thing.
on this? Where do you fall?
I'm not even going to bother putting my opinion out there on this particular fight.
Okay.
You know, the fact that you're using John Oliver as sexy candy for their protest, I think that's an interesting kind of thing. It doesn't really sway me on whether or not they're correct in what they're doing or not.
All right. Okay. Well, let's go real quickly here to the Nathan Nugget. All right. Do you want a great deal? Well, I have one for you. It's called the SteelSeries gaming mouse for just $10. You can't get a better deal than this. Amazon currently is selling the SteelSeries Rival 3 wired gaming mouse for just $9.98. Do you have a gaming mouse? Really important to play, right? You need to have.
I have mice that I game with, but I don't know if it's specifically designed for gaming.
Well, this has a CPI of 8500 and RGB lighting. The CPI stands for the counts per inch and refers to the sensitivity of the mouse itself. So 8500 isn't the fastest number that is out there, but it's definitely a very good gaming mouse itself. Now, it's also made of high-grade polymer and a good option for MMO players because of the side buttons that allows you 6 different options. This is a phenomenal deal right now. You can't beat it at $9.98. Go to the deals icon on TechTime Radio to learn more about that. So that was my Nathan Nugget.
I needed was actually a nugget. That wasn't a rant on something.
Well, one of our individuals said I just been ranting on Nathan Nugget, so I decided to go a little bit nicer to that. All right. Well, now we need to go to our pick of the day.
And now our pick of the day for our whiskey tastings. Let's see what bubbles to the top.
Are sipping on today is Redwood Empire Emerald Giant Rye Whiskey and is the cast strength version. It is a rye whiskey, as we said, 116.4 proof and $89.99.
$89.99. All right, we're gonna go over here to Mr. Gourdet first.
Oh no. We go to Nate. We gotta say Mike for last.
Okay, well, of course.
Yeah, he wants to know if I'm gonna give it the smackdown.
Well, I'm gonna give it absolutely a thumbs up. I like this stuff. I like all whiskey. I mean, it's really tough to get me to do a thumbs down.
Yeah,
really, my palate is pretty simple. I'm a Bud Light guy, right? I mean, I drink cheap beer.
Your palate is simple is a good.
Okay, there you go. So I give it absolutely a thumbs up.
All right, now drum roll, Mike.
I don't hear a drum roll. There we go. There we go. I'm giving it a thumbs up. It's really good.
All right.
I really
Mike
like
is a converted rye whiskey lover. Now that he's drinking the good stuff.
That's right. I may be a rye convert because I don't normally like rye.
So this is a pretty good pairing, technology and whiskey. Kind of like Kirk and Spock.
Oh, no, you're going there, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going on. Now, did you know that Strange New World Season 2 just came out?
Yes, I am aware.
All right. So
Strange New World Season 1 is playing on Prime.
That's on Prime. Is it free?
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched it this weekend.
What'd you think of it?
I thought it was pretty
I think
awesome.
it's probably the best Star Trek series since Next Generation.
I think it was a really good Star Trek series. Yes.
Star Trek. Yep. Okay. So let's talk about a couple things here that are they true or are they not true? Warp drive. Do you think warp drive is possible?
There is theoretical possibilities for a warp drive.
So essentially it's the speed of light, and what a warp drive does is create a bubble around that speed of light to go faster.
There's theoretical, not proof, but theory, yes. We
Warp
can create
drive
a warp
does
drive.
probably exist, is what they think,
Yep.
and everything that's going on in the science here. Transporters. Do you think they have the ability to transport somebody?
That's theoretically possible.
That is possible, but it's not able to do the complex systems that we have. We are too complex.
We're too complex.
We're closer to the communication devices because Gwen talked about that on some episodes ago.
She did. How about galactic barriers? Warp drives are big ships, Star Trek into space. The Milky Way galaxy is huge. These barriers where they have essentially different quadrants where you have like the alpha quadrant, the beta quadrant, the galactic
Get on with
barriers.
it.
You think they exist?
Sure.
Absolutely. Okay. There you go. All right. Okay. There you go. Well, our time is done. I appreciate everybody for listening. Remember, the science of tomorrow starts with the technology of today.
Bye-bye.
See you next week.
Thanks for joining us on TechTime Radio. We hope that you had a chance to have that moment today in technology. The fun doesn't stop there. We recommend that you go to techtimeradio.com and join our fan list for the most important aspect of staying connected and winning some really great monthly prizes. We also have a few other ways to stay connected, including subscribing to our podcast on any podcast service, from Apple to Google and everything in between. We're also on YouTube, so check us out on youtube.com/TechTimeRadio, all one word. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it for you. From all of us at TechTime Radio, remember, Mumm's the word. Have a safe and fantastic week.